This is how I shop. Secondhand, affordable, and full of character. I thrift because it works for my style, my budget, and the planet. And I bring others along for the hunt online. Singapore's thrift scene is growing. Most of us are looking for pieces that actually say something about who we are and what we care about. So today, I'm taking you around the city to some of my favorite thrift spots. Most people think of Orchard Road when they think of shopping in Singapore. But I usually head somewhere else. This is Queensway Shopping Centre, one of the country's oldest multi-purpose shopping complexes. I've been to Orchard Road many times, and it can be tricky to find something stylish under $10, but here you'll find all the affordable gems. One of my favorite stores here is Weare. Prices start at just $5. But it isn't just about cheap finds. Why Queensway? What drew you in?
Queensway Shopping Centre was kind of growing as like a hot spot for thrifting already.
Some people might think, there's like a lot of increased competition, but I think for us, we like that there are many other stores coming in here. It gives our customers more variety, more choice.
I see your $5 pile bin in the back over there.
We try to intentionally keep our prices low because our original motivations for wanting to set up Weare, which is to make all these brands accessible for anyone who wants them.
A lot of our customers are actually like secondary school students. We even have like primary school students coming to our events.
Many of them actually bring their parents along. They walk in with a slightly disgruntled face, oh, I'm being dragged here on the weekend. What's nice for us to see is that as they experience the crowd and everything in the space, to be more open-minded to this whole idea is great for us to see.
Stocking items in the store is a labor of love.
Usually we get a batch in like this about once a month.
They travel to massive sorting warehouses overseas, rack houses, where donated clothes are graded and baled by the ton. In the middle of all that, they dig. Hundreds of pieces, sorted by hand, just to find the ones worth bringing back.
We individually pick out each pieces. We QC our item so that there isn't like a lot of like clothes that are stained, but that took us like hours and hours.
We always know about the wastage in the fashion industry and the consequences of like fast fashion, but it doesn't really hit you until you see the sheer volume of clothes for yourself like this. It would really have all gone to like a landfill or an incinerator or something.
It really made us want to try to give these like clothes another home.
What we really hope that people get is the confidence to express themselves through their clothes, and at the same time also to avoid as much wastage as possible.
For some thrift stores, it's about keeping things affordable and reducing waste. For others, it's about finding pieces that feel more personal than off the rack. That's what brings me to Haji Lane. Better known for its cafes and indie boutiques, but now with a growing number of secondhand shops in the mix. One of them is Anteiku. This is Mike and AJ. The way they dress says it all. And their store is a space for anyone who wants to experiment, try something different, or just feel more like themselves.
Anteiku is actually a word that was derived from like an anime. It's a cafe whereby different characters in the world, no matter what kind of background or demographic, they can always come back there, and there's like a safe haven. We wanted to provide a platform and grow a community for people that don't really find their place in society. As a consumer back then, you can't really express yourself truly. I just wanted to find more about who I am and through what I wear. And then from there, I started thrifting.
It's just really just to be different as well. Not like there's anything wrong with, being simple, but that's not me, I feel. And I felt that for very long. Anteiku is kind of like a platform that I provided for myself and for everyone else. I think it's just something very different compared to a lot of stores in Singapore. So we express ourselves through our walls as well, how we decorate the space, posters, random drawings.
I wanted people to come up and be like, oh wow, like this is something new and everything is always so raw and genuine. I think just providing that experience, that's satisfying on my end.
Putting together an outfit is a creative act, and today I'm handing that over to AJ. I can't wait to try this on.
Oh yeah, you can just try it on in the fitting room.
Yay, okay.
Do you think you would have picked out the fit for yourself?
Honestly, not something I would usually wear, but I'm really glad that I can actually find something out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
If someone judges you and like an auntie and uncle look at you, yeah, I think you're doing something right, yeah.
I love that I get to express a different side of my style. Having more fashion choices means having more ways to show who we are. One place that really supports how I like to dress is the Circular Fashion Hub by the Fashion Pulpit. It's one of the biggest thrift stores in the city, and it's all about giving clothes a second life. I run workshops here on sewing and upcycling. And instead of paying in cash, I swap clothes I no longer wear for something swapped new. Hi, Natalia! It's good to see you again. I love the skirt.
Thank you. This is all swap.
I'm here with Natalia, a weave artist and one of the most active swappers at the Hub. We both have a membership that lets us trade clothes from our wardrobes with other members. So how long have you been swapping at the Fashion Pulpit?
I've been swapping since 2018. I had already amassed quite a lot of clothing at home, some of which was due to go. And so what I really love is that they do take in your clothes that you don't want anymore. They'll sort through and see what's in good condition, and then they'll give you points for that. And with these points, you'll be taking out clothing that you do want to wear in the near future.
One of my favorite parts about swapping is when I bring something in, I see another swapper picking it up and feeling so happy and so excited.
I got this a few years ago, and it turns out that it had been made out of a pillowcase.
Oh, cool.
I was wearing this and took an OOTD. I put it on my IG stories, and someone that I knew, a fellow artist, she said, hey, I made this. And it's so gratifying for me to be able to ask more about this top and learn about its creator.
As swappers, you know that when you swap it out and if you want to swap it in again, you want to make sure that you take really good care of it. So I do see that the quality of clothes here are actually really well kept and that people are taking care of it, even though they're going to pass it on, and I really love that. It's always cool seeing how someone else wears what used to be yours. And if you're into the thrill of the hunt, Resurrack is where the action is. Every weekend, just behind Bugis Street, this back alley turns into a lively market. Part thrift, part vintage, part crafts. Behind it all are two thrifters bringing the region's best secondhand sellers to Singapore. I've seen you guys grow all the way from the one little tiny shop at Peace Center all the way to this massive market, so many diverse vendors. So what has that been like for you?
Being in a little store, we are not able to really achieve that vision where we bring together, local talents, local businesses. Back in Peace Center, I found that there are actually very cool things in Singapore. It's just that they don't have the space and home where the mass market can really see them. So I would say that that's something that our company and our market wants to solve, right? To bring the neglected communities, the smaller communities here, for them to grow and ultimately shine more light on them. One day I was walking past this beautiful art lane. It was very underutilized. I was like, hey, a flea market would look beautiful here, and that's where we grew into this amazing flea market. More youngsters are starting their own businesses. Each store has its own niche and special experience that they want to bring to their customers. When you combine their passion and their will to go out there in the world, definitely the thrift scene is growing, right?
But this edition is the biggest one yet, with vendors coming in from across Asia. Today's event is extra big. I'm seeing new vendors, new racks. Tell me more about it.
We have vendors from JB. I think it's very important to have these partnerships to just create a thrift scene together, make it a home and a culture. So that's why we want to branch out to those around the region. We decided to make it more of an immersive experience, interactive, and we have open mics. People can showcase their talents, dance battles, to make it more more a fun experience for youth. They can shop, get some food, and then they come back to watch the performances and then shop again. So it's like a full weekend activity.
And it's become like a culture here in Singapore.
Thrifting used to feel like a niche thing. Now, it's a ritual. We come with our friends, dig through racks, and help each other find a fit that feels right. Speaking of which, it's time to hunt. But we've got a few rules.
Number 1, have a shopping list so you know what you're looking for.
And number 2, set a budget so you don't overspend.
Number 3, ask yourself, are you really, 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 really gonna wear it, or does it just look cute?
When fashion fits your style, your wallet, and what matters to you, that's the sweet spot. From back alleys to old malls to colorful streets, Singapore's thrift scene is full of surprises. It's about digging, discovering, and finding pieces that feel like you. And sometimes, the best style comes from the most unexpected places.